Welcome back to Intables, everyone. So going over the S&P 500 with you guys here, as you guys can see, we have been on a major pullback this last week because, again, we did have our Fed rate hikes. We had an unexpected increase in CPI last Friday at 8.6. Again, 2 CPIs ago was at 8.5. We had a decrease at 8.3 the month after. Again, that was a month ago, and a lot of people were expecting a possible peak in inflation, and we got an increase at 8.6 above our 8.5 from 2 months ago. So we got that increase in our Fed rate hike, again, expected at 50-point basis, but we did mention that it could be at 75-point basis because we did get that unexpected increase in CPI from last Friday. So what exactly are we looking for to have a reversal, and what exactly may Powell say this Wednesday that FedMaster mentioned yesterday? I'm going to go over all this with you guys. Now, before I jump into this, all I ask in return is you smash that like button, and if you do not want to miss any of our market updates or our potential breakouts that I mentioned throughout the week, hit subscribe. And if you guys are day traders or you guys are looking for intraday perspective breakouts, major breakouts like we mentioned with AERC, RDBX, multiple breakouts that we mentioned all throughout the week, even when the market is as bad as it is, we still have runners that I mentioned throughout the week. Go to instables.com in the description below, and only for $15 a month, you guys will never miss a breakout alert today again. So let's jump into this one. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys real quick, FedMaster mentioned yesterday that she does not expect a recession. That could be the new narrative that Powell may approach coming in this Wednesday. We're going to see if he does mention anything about that. Maybe he mentioned something about the Feds being more ahead of inflation than before, so that could be a possible bounce back that we get here on SPY. We're going to see exactly what he does mention, but I just wanted to mention that as we do have possible bullish divergence that could be meaning that we are going to reverse in momentum here. Again, we do confirm with these bullish divergence, break out of oversold, and we break above our previous peak that we got, again, a spike out of, but we didn't get our EMA lines crossing above here to have that confirmation. As you guys can see, we would need to break above our peak that we broke out of oversold with to get that strength to the upside, but we do want to see also our EMA lines that cross back above. If our EMA lines do cross down below our previous lows here, then that would be extremely bearish. That would mean that we're going to have a major pullback. We are very much at a point where we could have a major pullback or have a major bounce. So that's where we're going to keep an eye on these EMA lines to see if they do cross below, or if we start to curl up and we do look for a possible reversal and then a possible continuation above the median of our MACD. But again, we do want to make sure we are keeping an eye on that, because also, as you guys can see here on the dollar, we have bearish divergence that are being formed here. And as you guys can see on our relative strength index, we are getting lower highs here and continuing on lower with those highs. And as you guys can see, we are not in overbought territory. Even though we are in oversold territory still on the SPY, we do still have our overbought signal that did show us that we are cooling down here on the dollar. So we're going to keep an eye on that as a possible bullish move for the SPY. And again, very indecisive which way we may move, because again, Powell is going to be speaking this Wednesday. We're going to see exactly what he has to say. I do like what FedMaster mentioned yesterday, as she does not expect a recession to happen. So we'll see if Powell does continue on with that narrative. Now, we do have Powell on Wednesday. We're going to be leading into Powell tomorrow. So again, not exactly expecting a ton of momentum tomorrow. We may be getting a doji candle coming out tomorrow as a possible indecisive move leading into Powell, as we could move higher or lower, or we could possibly continue on lower and test again our 358 level. Again, 358 level is exactly when we did confirm. We tested, we broke out of our pre-pandemic levels before we did continue on lower, and then we did have that confirmation and continued on higher here at 358, and then we have our pre-pandemic levels here at 340 if we do continue on below 358 leading into Powell. So those are our two levels that we're looking for next, at 358 and 340. If we do get that reversal, again, looking for that possible doji candle to get us that indecisive move. Again, a doji candle is when you have the body more so in the middle of the wick here, so we would be looking for that possible doji candle to come out. As you guys can see here, multiple doji candles that we did have in this consolidation, so we would be looking for a possible doji candle to come out, possible indecisive move, so that way we do again get that reversal, as we did continue on higher on this flag, and we did have the reversal because we did have indecisive moves. Similar move here, looking for that possible reverse in those doji candles. Now, to recap on our Bollinger Bands, again, representing compression and decompression, as you guys can see, we are dropping still into the lower end of our deviation, which we did mention that could give us our continuation on lower. And the reason why we are getting that continuation is because we are not rejecting the lower end of our deviation. We would be looking for that rejection on our deviation to get that reversal, and also we would be looking for the lower end of our deviation to start to curl up, and also the upper end of our deviation to start to curl down to show us that we are looking for a bottom, and that is exactly what we're looking for here on our Bollinger Bands. So we have multiple signals here, looking at our Bollinger Bands, looking at our EMA lines to see if we can cross above and not drop down below our previous lows, and then looking at our RSI to see if we do cross above the peak that we had previously. And the reason why, again, that we are looking for a possible reversal is because the dollar is showing weakness, and that could mean that we could be cooling off, and that very much could be because we got a 75-point hike, and a lot of people could make a possible argument that the Feds are possibly ahead of inflation, and that could be a good enough argument to have a reversal. So we're going to keep an eye on this possible bottoming process that we are looking out for here. And the beginning of that bottoming process, again, would not only be a doji candle, but also would be white shaded lines coming in on our sell pressure. As you guys can see, we are increasing in sell pressure from our previous points. So we do want to see that decrease in sell pressure. We want to see a white shaded line like we did when we had our previously, and then showed us that decrease in momentum to the downside, and then we had a reversal. So looking for the same thing here, looking for a white shaded line to start that possible reversal here. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you do want to see these major breakouts that we mentioned throughout the day, for example, again, like I said, AERC, the biggest breakout that we had of the month at 200%, and then RDBX, we had multiple breakouts throughout the month with. Those are just examples of the type of movers that we have in the Instabills room. Go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you'll never miss a breakout alert today again. And all of you Instabulls that come over every single day and support the channel, much love to every one of you guys. If you guys were over here right now, I'll give you guys a huge hug, to be honest. That's how I am. I love you guys. I appreciate every one of you guys, and we will continue to go at it, look for this possible reversal, and see what Powell has to say on Wednesday. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.